All right, this is, of course, one more edition of Politics Done Right. I'm here with Israel Unger. Israel, we had a long talk earlier today about what you're doing. Tell us a little bit about the project you're doing out there in Flint, Michigan. A city that has had a whole lot of problems, and what I believe is that you bring a fresh air to what's occurring out there. So tell me a little bit about yourself first, where you came from, what you're into, and what brought you into the domain of doing what's right for people.
Okay, all right. Well, starting with myself, I studied finance after the financial crisis to be part of the change. You can't just point your finger and say that should change. So I did that. I focused on microfinance while I was doing that study. And then at that same time, crowdfunding became more important for economic development within the U.S. because of the 2012 Jobs Act that made it legal for unaccredited investors to be solicited to by everyday citizens to be able to invest in small businesses.
Right.
So I then went to Flint for what I thought would be 2 weeks to showcase some water solutions.
Right.
I contacted some people about drilling wells there, and whether or not there was clean water. There is clean water. It is legal to drill wells, and I had some guys that were ready to drill. I started looking for sites. I found a lot of blight.
Right.
Homes that are half torn down, some that were still okay to move into and fix up. So I've been picking up lots and houses for a farming and housing cooperative. So turning that blight into something that can be beneficial to the community. One thing I found out after discussing issues with people there is that nutrition was a real problem. It only made the water crisis worse because if you don't have a good diet, lead stays within your system.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I did not know this.
I didn't either.
So if children had been having a balanced diet, for instance, more leafy greens or other plants, whatnot, then they would be able to reject that lead that was in the water.
Right.
So I said, okay, well, not only can you improve the situation for children, but you can also improve the situation for the community by turning that blight into something. So I started Urban Farming Cooperative. And I'm currently doing a pilot program for 3 lots, which is a quarter of an acre, and going to produce $25,000 worth of produce. And currently we are selling a lot of it, most of it in fact, but we're also giving some away to...
So you're already producing on these lots, produce on these lots.
So I started April 1st. I became a full-time farmer starting April 1st.
So you left the financial industry to become a farmer in the middle of an urban area.
Yes.
Wow.
And I'm committed to follow this through for the rest of the growing season, and then I'm going to go back into finance, and I'm going to fund 12 more farmers for next year so we can produce around $300,000 worth of produce.
So you're telling me you think you found a way to be altruistic and at the same time make money.
Yes.
A good thing.
Yes. Yeah.
And you intend to show how that can be done and scaled.
Yep, and I'm gonna create this farming incubator, and identify a dozen farmers, and I'm then going to pitch this as an investment opportunity,
right,
and through crowdfunding, and we're going to be able to invest in a community to rebuild it.
Now, given that you foresee that it could be a profitable enterprise, why are you using the crowdfunding methodology as opposed to, let's say, going directly to investors who are always trying to make a buck?
Because I want to find, well, first of all, I want to find impact investors, those that care more than just about profit.
Okay.
The second thing is I want everyone to be able to invest in their own community. Right. So I'm not looking for individual investors, angel investors, or accredited investors only. I'm not rejecting that group of investors either, by the way. It's free for anybody
to
that
invest. But they're not going to change. Their investment won't cause them to change your culture or the premise behind what you're trying to do.
Right. So, and I'm ensuring that by creating a cooperative that is run by its members.
Explain what a cooperative is. A lot of people are far into that idea.
Right. So a cooperative, in in the most simple way, it's a worker-owned company.
Right.
And you can have for-profit or non-profit.
Right.
I'm trying to build a
for-profit, right.
operation, and the members, they work and they vote on what bylaws they will have. Now, they don't get to run the company. There's still management. So there's a management team, there's a board, but the members, the workers, get to vote.
They have ownership.
They have ownership and they have a say.
Now, one of the things that some cooperative, and I think I don't remember the name of one of the professors who have always pushed I don't remember his name right now off the top of my head, but one of his biggest concerns was the second generation of any cooperative turning into a truly capitalist enterprise. What do you have to say about that?
Well, that's where there's interesting developments going on right now.
Right.
For instance, a benefit corporation is a new legal status in many different states right now, where the social mission is built into the company, and that cannot be changed easily. Actually, if you want to stay a benefit corporation, certainly
it has to maintain the philosophy.
And that's where, as an entrepreneur, I'm building this up from the ground, and I wanted to have that social mission. So I really am happy about this, because others that have started something, Ben and Jerry's is a good example.
Right.
You know, they wanted to move on to something else, but they didn't want their mission to move as they let go. With the benefit corporations, you can rest assured that the social mission will be.
Now, what is the name of this group that you formed, or this organization that you formed?
So my business is Crowd Ripple, and but the project in Flint is currently called Flint Garden City, and it's going to be a farming incubator.
Now, where can people learn about this, and where can people, find out how they can probably replicate what you've been doing?
Well, you can come visit us in Flint.
Israel, thank you very much.
You're welcome.